So, Scott, what did the governor promise to do to stem wildfires when he first took office in 2019, and what did he actually do?
So he entered office promising to tackle these priority fire prevention projects, and that includes things like forest thinning and prescribed burns. He said that these projects treated 90,000 acres, but our reporting found that state data shows less than 12,000 acres were actually done, and that's just a fraction of what he claimed.
Yeah, in fact, your investigation found that Newsom overstated how many acres were treated with fuel breaks and prescribed burns by 690%. What did the governor's office say about your findings?
So we had repeated requests for interview with the governor, but they were all declined. We did get to speak to CAL FIRE Chief Tom Porter, however. He told us that while the scope of the original project was 90,000, he said that they whittled it down over time, and that was the work they were able to get done. However, again, it's worth noting, CAL FIRE and the governor both said that 90,000 acres were treated. And so we were holding them accountable to those claims.
And have you been able to quantify the toll of Newsom not only not doing what he said he would do for wildfire prevention, but actually cutting CAL FIRE's wildfire prevention budget?
So our investigation also looked at funding for this prevention work. And we found that last year, the governor cut $150 million from the state's budget for this prevention work. And in that time, overall, prevention work dropped by about half. And it was a crazy fire season, certainly, and it was in the middle of COVID. But these acres are essential to get done in order to mitigate the spread of fires.
And how have survivors of California's recent fires reacted to your reporting?
Survivors we spoke to said that they were pretty disappointed and they felt misled or deceived. I spoke to one who lost his home in the Tubbs fire a few years ago and then also experienced damage to his business in last year's glass fire. He said that he felt Newsom was coming in and making big promises, and he felt optimistic about that, hopeful, but seeing that the promises weren't delivered on, he felt deceived.
Now, it's clear that your reporting won't help the governor, who's the target of a recall election. How much do you think it will hurt him?
It's tough to say. Certainly, we've seen that candidates for the recall have jumped in and have seized on this reporting. And also lawmakers, mostly Republicans, have come out and said, hey, look, we want to know more information about this. We would like to know, how much prevention work has actually gotten done, what has funding looked like, and where have there been misstatements or potential misleading of the public on this prevention work.
Thanks so much for speaking with us today, Scott. Terrific reporting.
Thanks again for having me.